Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is February 6, 2026, and Virgili is causing debate within Barcelona. I'm going to tell you why. Also, Hansi Flick has added a new member to his staff. I'm going to tell you who. And finally, Barcelona are considering signing a World Cup winner during the summer transfer market. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Boo. We'll begin the video with an update in regards to Copa del Rey because we now officially know who are the other three semi-finalists, aside from, of course, FC Barcelona, who qualified to the semi-final after defeating Albacete 1-2. But we now know the other three semi-finalists because Athletic Club de Bilbao defeated Valencia, Real Sociedad defeated Alaves, and today Atletico de Madrid defeated Real Betis 5-0. So these are the three possible opponents for Barcelona in the semi-finals, which of course will be played over two legs, one at home and one away. And we will for sure find out who is our opponent tomorrow, Friday, February the 6th, which is when the draw will take place. Now, I gotta say, I did watch the highlights of Atletico Madrid, who defeated Real Betis 5-0. And man, Lookman, he looks like he's gonna be a problem. Let's put it that way. I mean, he was scoring goals, providing assists, building plays. I mean, moving the ball around, distributing it. He's looking dangerous. I mean, don't get me wrong. With all fairness, Real Betis this season are absolute patheticville. I mean, they're a disaster. After all, they did lose to Real Madrid 5-2. I'm sorry. In order to lose by 5, in order to concede 5 goals against Madrid, you have to be really, really bad because Madrid is really bad. So, in all fairness, Real Betis are a mess, but nonetheless, Lookman is looking like he could be a problem. So, but anyways, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Who do you prefer in the semifinals? Athletic Club, Real Sociedad, Atletico Madrid? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, speaking of the Copa del Rey, we do have bad news in regards to our most important player, or one of the most important players. It's kind of difficult to decide because Pedri is amazing too. But anyways, the bad news is in regards to Coutinho, because, ladies and gentlemen, Coutinho has been ruled out of the Mallorca match. Of course, this week and on Saturday, we do play against Mallorca, and Rafinha will not be a part of the squad because the club have decided to rest him after he suffered that muscle overload, more specific, an overload in his right adductor, which saw him miss the last match that Barcelona played against Albacete in the Copa del Rey. Now, the plan for Barcelona is that Coutinho will return for the first leg of the semifinal next week. Now, it's very important to highlight that Barcelona have decided to exclude Rafinha from this weekend's match as a precaution. He's not injured. They want to rest him, so he's not going to be included in the squad because they want him fully rested, fully recovered for that first leg of the Copa del Rey semifinals next week. And I welcome this. Of course, it's always sucks when we don't have Coutinho because he's become an incredibly important player. But it is Mallorca. It is a team that we should be able to win against without Coutinho. So why not? Let's rest Coutinho, let him fully recover, recharge. Because after all, not only do we have the first leg of the semifinal of the Copa del Rey, but we got the knockout stages starting in the Champions League pretty soon. So we want Coutinho fully recharged, full tank of gas, ready to hit the ground running. Now, speaking of Mallorca, we do have to talk about Virgili because he is causing some debate within Barcelona. Now, the 19-year-old left Barcelona's academy this summer because he was convinced that he can get more minutes somewhere else. And as a result, Barcelona transferred him to Mallorca for 4 million euros while retaining 40% of any future sale plus a right of first refusal. And Virgili signed a 5-year contract with Mallorca where his bet or his gamble to get more minutes has paid off because Virgili has become, an important player for Mallorca. In fact, he's probably one of the only players that's doing well for Mallorca because Mallorca not doing too hot during this season. And so far, Virgili has had 17 appearances for Mallorca, during which he has provided 6 assists. Now, Barcelona have been closely tracking Virgili's performance and growth at Mallorca, and the player is causing internal debate on whether to sign him come this summer or not. Now, Barcelona have a first right of refusal. In other words, if another club comes and tells, hey, Mallorca, I'll pay you 20 million for Virgili, Barcelona could say, let me match the 20 million, and we would get priority. If, of course, the player says, yes, I want to go to Barca, that he would come to us and we can match it. If not, his release clause is worth 30 million euros, but it's not expected that anyone's going to want to pay that release clause. John Virgili, he's a promising player, but he's not worth 30 million right now. So the debate emerges from the following. Jean Virgili, 19 years old, he's 9 years younger than Marcus Rashford, also would be a cheaper option. On the other hand, Marcus Rashford, very well-established player in his prime, plenty of experience at all levels. So now there's this internal debate within the club. Do we get the cheaper, younger option who has no experience, or do we get the established experience option that's a little bit more expensive? Of course, I'll turn that question to you guys. Who do you prefer, Jean Virgili or Marcus Rashford? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, let's move on to the next bit of news because, ladies and gentlemen, Hansi Flick has added a new member to his staff, and it's a sleeping specialist that has been hired for the team. Now, this specialist's job will be to help players recover better from physical and mental demands of training and matches through sleep. Of course, it's in the name, sleeping specialist, because science has showed us that reaction time, physical endurance, and mental sharpness is improved with proper sleep. So, of course, it's very important for our players to rest and to get good rest, and that's why Barcelona have hired a sleeping specialist to improve the sleeping patterns of our players so they can improve on the field. Now, you might be wondering, Mo, why do we need a sleeping specialist? Just go to sleep at night. Sure. If you're not an athlete or not a football player, sure, that works. Just go to sleep, get your 8 hours of sleep, turn off the TV an hour before, no cell phone an hour before, no caffeine 5 hours. Sure, you could do that. But when it comes to players, it's a little bit different, right? Because they travel a lot. They go to different time zones. They get jet lag. They come back in the early hours from away matches, early hours of the morning from away matches, and that disrupts their sleep. There's also different schedule matches. Sometimes you play in the morning, sometimes you play at night, sometimes you play in the afternoon. So all these changes disrupt their sleeping cycle, and this is what a sleeping specialist is for. So you could be like, okay, today we have a match at night, so a 2-hour nap, maybe 2 p.m. would be good. I'm just throwing an example out there. But anyways, Barcelona have hired a sleeping specialist who will hopefully improve or help the players improve their performance. Man, Hansi Flick, he's a machine. He is a machine, man. He takes care of every aspect of the life of our footballers. Anyways, let's end today's video with the news that Barcelona are considering signing a World Cup winner come this summer, and it's no other than El Cuti Romero. Now, Cuti Romero is a 27-year-old center back currently playing for Tottenham Hotspur. His contract is set to expire in 2029. However, he has decided that he will leave Tottenham come this summer, given that there's internal friction between him and the Premier League club. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are considering the signing of Cuti Romero come this summer to reinforce the center back position. And in fact, Barcelona had been previously linked with Cuti Romero back when Messi was still at the club. Now, Cuti Romero this season has had 19 starts in 20 appearances, during which he has scored 4 goals and provided 1 assist. Pretty great numbers for a center back, and where he has averaged 14 defensive actions and 4 ball recoveries per match. And during his 20 matches, he has overseen 4 clean sheets. Now, my question to you is, Cuti Romero, yes, no? To me, it's a no. Yeah, first of all, he's a right-footed center back, not a left-footed. Second of all, not really a Barca-style kind of center back. But anyways, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Let me know down below in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Barça.